Hi, I'm Trinity.
And I'm Courtney, and we're Left Right Collective. Today's topic, we're going to talk about flowing through change. So, two things we'll touch on change just in general in life, and then changing as a person. So, for me personally, I feel like change has been like a very constant thing since since I can remember, and like
You have an audience. Thelma's watching you.
I just feel like I'm always in a state of like being uncomfortable, but like just flowing through it at the same time. But I don't even know if that makes sense.
Well, can you explain the being uncomfortable part?
I don't know if it comes from just the unknown and like things were never explained to me as a kid, and I was just like this quiet kid, always to myself, and I didn't really ask questions. And so like I don't know, we moved, God, I can't even tell you how many times. I probably grew up in maybe like 10 homes.
That's a lot of change.
Yeah. And then like when we moved to Vegas the first time, I was like so young, and again, like nothing was explained. I didn't know why we were moving to Vegas. So I don't know, like I feel like just in general, like change is easy for me to adapt to because
Sure.
But then again, it's also like really uncomfortable. But I just like handle it.
Is it because that you didn't really feel like there was any type of foundation that was established through the change? I mean, if you have moved that many times as a kid, like obviously you were very flexible and were able to handle just a new environment, but as you expressed, not feeling comfortable all the time, but still able to handle the process of newness.
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
I kind of feel like this is like a part two, so to speak, of like the 27 video as well, because you already were set up in a way where you were able to be super flexible with your environment changing, and a lot of people who didn't really have major shifts in their living experiences or what have you, but they were having internal changes and that didn't correspond with the way that they were being raised. It's another version of how things are not what we once thought they were meant to be. But it seems as though for you that you just handle change, but not given any tools on how to respond to any of it. And as you've progressed and now into your adult life, and then recognizing how you're changing within yourself and what we can do to, what you said, flowing through it. Like what are tools that we can talk about? It's like, I mean, anything can be a change, like your health, relationships, family members, people dying, losing a job, getting a job, having things be really happy, having things being really low. Like there's always consistent change, so to speak. Nothing is ever that. Hi.
I wish you would jump up here.
I know. Thelma.
No, like I get what you're saying. I think the biggest thing for me, as an adult, in thinking of just the journey of change, is to I don't know, I guess like I don't want to say stick to, well, yeah, like stick to your plan and what you want to do. Even if you don't necessarily have a plan.
It's almost lucky we're videoing because I'm going to go over there and snatch her ass down off that island. That's okay. So, but the thing is, I feel like no matter what, you feel like let's say you just work towards accomplishing a goal. You went to beauty school, you're an assistant, you get on the floor, you start doing clients, and then you realize like, shit, I don't even like doing hair. I don't like talking to these people every day. And then you realize that, you know what, I'm going to make a change. Mm-hmm. And change is all about becoming and unfolding and uncovering and discovering. And change is great. I think change is a necessity. Can I say that again? A necessity. And I feel people are very uncomfortable with change when they have been brought up in a way where things were just very fixed. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to deal with change when you have only had like a consistent way of experiencing your 3D reality. You are very flexible and able to handle any type of like new experience in your life, which I think change is amazing. Mm-hmm. Nothing is fixed. Everything is temporary. And I think maybe like the binary thing that we do want to talk about with this chat is knowing that everything is temporary, not fixed, and that how you flow through each time there is a movement, evolution, new experiences, and embracing it, whether you feel like it's a negative or positive thing. Mm-hmm. And how that helps shape us.
Yeah. Like I could think of this girl I follow on Instagram. She lost both of her parents, and she's been, which, I mean, I can't imagine that. And she was really close with her parents, and I'm sure it's like, I mean, that's heartbreaking, but
devastating.
Yeah. And she's been on this weight loss journey for a while now. So it's kind of cool to see her journey.
And the facilitation, she was facilitating the change based off of the loss of her parents?
No, I think she had like health problems. So during this whole process, she's lost weight. She's had 2 babies within the last couple of years. And she still just continues to lose weight. Well, then she lost her parents, both of them, within 10 days or something.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And then she actually like gained some weight because like that threw her off. So I feel like that would be like an example of, how do I want to say this? I mean, it could be anything. You could go through a divorce or whatever.
Say it. That's why we're doing this. Say whatever.
I don't want to like sound harsh, but like not to sound like that.
Sound like what? Like sound like who you are.
Not to sound like what happened like doesn't matter, and like keep on like living your life and doing what you should be doing, because obviously you should grieve and whatever. But when changes happen, what I'm trying to say is like when change happens, like don't let it consume you.
Make it so overwhelming that you fall off.
Yeah. I think that's kind of where I'm going.
I will say this, Courtney and I are very similar in a way that people might think that we are, clearly we're not sociopathic. We definitely have emotions and empathy and feelings. Courtney and I definitely have been built, and maybe past lives, but certainly in this one, we are very accustomed to change, and we're not, I think what you were trying to say, it's like, don't become a victim to your circumstances, mm-hmm. Like don't let what is happening to you make you completely not on the path of what is going to be for your highest and greater good. A lot of people have a hard time experiencing change because they didn't have things happen to them in their upbringing or in what it's like, some people do live like these quote unquote privileged lives, but I feel, and in my own personal experience of people that I've met and talked to and know, that when they become adults, they're not really equipped. I think change, it helps you become equipped to handle anything. And yes, you're meant to feel the feels, and you're meant to feel a loss, and you're meant to grieve, and you're meant to have all of those emotions and embrace them and feel through them, but then obviously go out of it and go back to where you are so you can take that with you and you can move through your life. And then when the next change happens, you're more steady and not, you don't fall apart.
Right.
You know?
Oh, he said that in that video that we were just talking about.
Oh, he did?
Uh-huh. He was talking about change. I'm pretty sure it was him. Maybe it was last month's video. I can't remember. But
we follow a YouTuber. His name is Minnow Tarot.
Mm-hmm. Minnow or
Minnow. It's Minnow something
okay.
Tarot. I know his name's Chris Minnow Tarot.
Mm-hmm.
Minnow Pond Tarot, I think. We've talked about this before. She and I are both Capricorns, and we really do love his energetic message that he puts out. It definitely resonates with us. And that's another reason why we're putting these videos out here, is to help others like facilitate change. If you feel like you're stuck and there's something that you're not experiencing, that's why you do like research, or you like feel energetically inspired to like watch a certain video, hopefully ours, and you get a message that you weren't expecting to hear, and you just are flowing through it, and you hear something that helps you move through what change you're going through. Because I think there's nothing more claustrophobic or stifling or being buried alive type of feeling than not wanting to experience change.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever want to be just status quo, or I'm like, I've learned all the things, I've read all the things, here I am. And we're always a student, we're always a teacher in every aspect in your life, and change is good.
Yeah. He said in it, he said like something about it should be easier each time that it's happening to you. Something along those lines, because
that sounds familiar.
I wish I could remember how he worded it, because I was like, that was good. I don't know.
Well, you're about to go through some major change.
Yes.
And it's exciting.
I'm excited. Let's talk about like changing as a person.
I like
evolving. So for me, I would say it's funny because my ex, he was like, "You've changed a lot," and I go, "Yeah, I have. I mean, I haven't been with him in 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I've changed."
But isn't it funny he hasn't?
I know.
He's the exact same person.
Mm-hmm. So I think the more you change yourself, obviously your circle of friends will change. And me personally, like I'm very, very picky, even more so within the last year, of like who I spend my time with. Like even if it's like the simplest thing, like going to dinner with someone, or
It's not that simple. That's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
How do you want to express, like, how do you want to experience that? Like, I want it to be with like the person that I know, that I feel like I don't have to change who I am to be around them.
Right.
I want to be exactly who I am to be around them.
Right.
So maybe we can talk about that too. It's like when you're figuring out like your true authentic self, you recognize when you feel like you have to become, like you have to have another role of yourself, like another version, like how that doesn't feel authentic.
Right.
Thelma is obsessed with you in your notes.
That is so cute. Yeah, it's funny because so my friend, he messaged me today and like shared one of our mutual friends, like her story.
Gossip.
And yeah, and I was just like, dude, come on, like who cares? She posted it on her story, like that's what she wanted to post. And then he of course like had to turn it into like a Republican versus like just all this stuff. And I'm like, come on, like I don't want to be around that anymore. And so of course I'm gonna stand up and say, I said she can post whatever she wants on her story. And then he responded like basically like, geez, you're on one, Courtney, like just
like how dare you like not want to like subscribe to like the negative drama,
right?
And
like he wanted me to like commiserate with him and like
yes,
talk about
I love that
our
word.
friend. I'm like, okay, I'm not that person to do that with. Like maybe that was like me in high school, you know.
Well, you know,
not
when
to be
Cam wants to like talk about like politics and stuff, and I said to my boyfriend, I was like, I never want to hear the name Donald Trump out of your mouth ever fucking again. If you want to talk about this stuff, sell that shit to somebody else. It ain't me. And that's a beautiful thing to change in a way, because I've always been such a pleaser. And like the old me, I would have a long ass day at work, listening to clients lamenting about their fucking lives, or me booing them and giving them all the energy that they're like, because everybody leaves. I'm like, God, you make me feel so much better. And then I feel drained, but it's also a gift. And I'm not complaining at all in that space whatsoever. So when I come home to my personal life, I love to be around somebody that is either neutral or uplifting. But I also know that we're all human. And I even said to my boyfriend last night, I was like, listen, when I've given myself to my clients all day, I just need you to ask me first if I'm in a space to listen to what it is that you want to share with me, because I understand I'm your person. And yes, I want to hear what you have to share. However, I need to energetically gear myself up. So I needed to change in my own self to have boundaries so I could feel okay and not, because when I feel drained, I project. I will say something mean maybe, or I'll project on my 17-year-old, she's almost 17, because she's the fucking fart and frying pan. And I'm like, she's annoying me and I just want quiet. And it's like recognizing those changes within yourself and being okay with them and standing strong and having conviction with how you feel, and knowing that it's okay to share with others that, yeah, I've changed.
Yeah. Something I'm just now like sitting here thinking, like I noticed what I would do like in a past relationship, and I don't know if it's good or bad, but like if he would come home and he would start talking to me about something and I just like didn't want to hear it, didn't care. Not that I didn't care, but it just wasn't, I guess, important to me.
It's okay.
I would just say to him, I'm like, can you just love me? Like, can you just come over here and hold me? Or, like, I don't know, things like that.
Did you want that though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that, like, I don't know, and I don't know, maybe that's, like, a toxic thing that I did, but I just think it's funny.
Because it seems like a weird thing for you to say that, like you needed the physical touch thing.
But I do. But I do, that's the thing. That's what I want internally.
Oh, do you want to hug?
Don't show it. I'm okay.
I know what I'm showing.
But I don't know, it's just funny.
I love that he said to you that you've changed. I love it. That's beautiful. I mean, even when you feel like you're, even like for us, like, you know, I do a lot of research. Courtney does her part, and then that's why we come together and we have these discussions and these chats. And wow, that just came and went. Let's see if it comes back. I don't know. Like, I guess I don't understand just being status quo. I don't want to just like, I mean, we're talking about flowing through change and being in flow. Absolutely. It's not about resistance. You are flowing through each moment, and there are going to be ups and downs. I just can't imagine, well, Oh, I didn't even tell you this. So my oldest daughter's father, so we're not that big yet, so I'm going to say this thing. We were dealing with a financial situation that I had to go to court for, and now no longer am I having to be told by the district attorney's office that I'm meant to like do an energy exchange with him. And I reached out to him to talk about it. And my daughter was 3 years old when he and I ended our relationship. She's now almost 17. And I was told, don't diffuse, don't dispel, don't,
excuse me.
basically you need to take responsibility, and you need to have ownership over the fact that you've ruined my life for years. And I said, wow, in my head, I didn't respond to that. I was like, God, I'm that powerful, huh? 15 years, 14 years, however long it's been. It's so funny to me because I know how much work I've done on myself and how much I've changed. And that person has just stayed the exact same. Mm-hmm. And it's everybody else's fault, not mine. Why would it be my fault? You were wrong. And this person needs me to say to them, I was wrong. And I was like, if that's what you need to hear, sure. I was wrong. Because I've changed, but I was wrong. And I think that's kind of the basis of like what we're talking about is recognizing ownership within ourselves, having self-awareness. And the more self-aware you become and the more that you really change, and when I say change in quotations, I mean, that's evolution and evolving and getting true to source and recognizing around you. You see it like everybody, and especially now with like COVID and everything, like the energy is very frenetic, and people are, if they were short-tempered before, their fuse is even like way more reduced. And it's just like you watch everybody around you and you feel like almost like kind of like you're in the Twilight Zone. You're like, why are you so mad, bro? Mm-hmm. God.
Yeah, literally.
But Thelma wants to know what's going on with this pen and notebook.
But she won't pop up here. Come here. Would she let you pick her up or no?
Yeah.
She's scared.
No. Come here. Let's talk. I don't. Any closing words?
I like what you wrote when you said change is magical. Is that what you said?
Oh yeah, change is magical because it's alchemy. Alchemy is co-creating your everyday experience based off of your new point of attraction. Everything that happens to you, it's not happening. I'm sorry. It's not happening to you. It's happening for you. Everything that is happening for you is to create more awareness. If you look at every situation and experience that you're going through daily and see why it's meant to create expansion, openness, self-reflection, awareness, nothing is negative, even if it might be negative. I got pulled over the other day and I didn't even realize that my car registration had expired in September. And now we're here in February. And I did have a moment at one point within the last couple of months where I went outside and I briefly thought to myself, I'm like, fuck, I need to register my car at some point, but I never got the card in the mail. And then, but of course it's like, who's really thinking like, oh, I need to register my car. And then I'm just like going about my fucking jolly life. And then on Sunday morning, I'm driving home from running errands and I got pulled over, and I have not been pulled over in like 6 or 7 years. That's the last time I got a moving violation. And I haven't been in a car accident since I was 20. Like I'm a very offensive driver, hypervigilant, all the things. And I mean, and so, but the thing is, if you look at it like this, like the cop was so fucking cool. Like when he came up to my window and he was like, other than getting stopped, how's your Sunday going? And I said, I got stopped and it's still going well. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could have been like, why, whatever. And then, but I had just gone to Whole Foods to get my kids stuff. And like, I had popsicles. And then all this stuff happens. And then I asked him, I'm like, hey, are you going to write me a ticket? Because I got popsicles in the trunk. And then he's like, it'll be brief. And then as I'm pulling away, I'm like, thank you for being cool. He's like, I hope your popsicles didn't melt. It's like you can control a dynamic of a situation that could be negative if you act negative. If you, and it's not even acting negative, you really have to have the point of attraction of everything is working out for you. So the changes that are happening in your life are always going to work out to the best case scenario. Like change like that, change your perspective, change your point of attraction. We could do a part 2 on this, and we could actually have Cam as a fucking guest speaker, because he would love to talk about change, and he will tell you all the things about the flip side of what we're saying. He would actually be fucking like stoked to do it.
But I feel like it makes it so much easier when you have, like you said, like a positive outlook on anything that's happening.
Look.
She's not having it.
She is. She wants it so bad, but she's like playing hard to get. She's got my number. Okay, so flowing through change, embrace, accept, know that it's in your highest good, because you might be surprised what's on the other side. Not you might be surprised, you'll be fucking surprised. And then when you flow from that point of change, and then you flow to the next point of change, that's when your life opens up. And that's back to what Courtney reminded me to say, like, change is alchemy.
I love that. I love it.
I love it too. Maybe that's how we title the chat, Change is Alchemy.
Okay. I like that.
Thank you for being here and watching us. And I think I figured out how to like leave a comment below. You can email us at weareleftrightcollective@gmail.com. If you can't comment, we'll start saying that in our videos, because I really feel like I figured out how, but I don't know, nobody's leaving comments. Maybe we should leave a comment to practice. So thanks for being here with us.